Welcome back, everyone. Today's video is going to be absolutely thrilling because we're diving into the world of hidden treasure with the three most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare Kennedy half-dollar coins, the legendary 1972D, 1973D, and 1974D editions. These fascinating coins may look ordinary at first glance, but some rare examples have sold for shocking amounts and turned simple pocket change into incredible wealth. We'll uncover what makes these coins so special, why collectors are paying huge money for them, and how you might recognize one in your own collection. So make sure to watch until the end, because one of these rare Kennedy half-dollars could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Let's get started. First up in the 1972D Kennedy half-dollar is one of those coins that can instantly capture attention because millions were made, yet only a tiny number have become truly valuable treasures. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin carries the D mint mark and honors President John F. Kennedy, whose image became one of the most recognized portraits ever placed on American coinage. At first glance, many people assume it is just another common 50-cent piece, but experienced collectors know that certain examples can command astonishing prices. The difference between an ordinary coin and an elite collectible often comes down to condition, strike quality, luster, and rare minting abnormalities. That means the Kennedy half-dollar sitting unnoticed in an old drawer could be far more important than anyone realizes. For coin hunters, the excitement begins with one simple question: what if this everyday coin is actually a hidden jackpot? What makes the 1972D Kennedy half-dollar especially fascinating is that it belongs to an era when half-dollars were still widely recognized, yet already beginning to disappear from daily circulation. By the early 1970s, many Americans had started saving Kennedy coins as keepsakes, believing they would become valuable someday. Because of that habit, countless pieces were stored away, but only a select few survived in pristine, untouched condition. Coins with blazing original mint shine, razor-sharp details in Kennedy's hair, and clean surfaces without scratches or marks are the ones that generate serious bidding wars. A regular circulated example may only be worth face value or slightly more, but a flawless mint state survivor can leap dramatically in price. That contrast is what keeps collectors searching through rolls, boxes, and inherited collections year after year. One of the biggest drivers of value for this coin is grading. In the numismatic world, tiny differences in preservation can create massive jumps in price. A 1972D Kennedy half-dollar graded in average uncirculated condition might sell for a modest amount, but examples graded near perfection by major certification services can reach extraordinary levels. Coins graded MS66, MS67, or higher become increasingly scarce because Denver Mint pieces from this year often show contact marks or weak strikes. When a nearly perfect specimen appears, demand can explode. Collectors competing for registry sets want the finest known examples, and that competition pushes prices far beyond what most people expect for a modern half-dollar. It is not unusual for top population coins to sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on market timing. Another thrilling reason this coin gains attention is the possibility of errors and varieties. Mint mistakes have always fascinated collectors because they transform a normal coin into a one-of-a-kind conversation piece. Off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, die cracks, and dramatic strike-through errors can make a 1972D Kennedy half-dollar incredibly desirable. Imagine finding a coin where the lettering appears doubled or where part of the design is missing because of a mint mishap. These unusual features can multiply the value many times over, especially when authenticated by professionals. Error collectors are passionate buyers, and when a dramatic example enters the market, prices can surge quickly. That is why knowledgeable treasure hunters inspect every detail under magnification before dismissing any old coin. The phrase "worth millions" captures attention, but the real truth is even more interesting. Most 1972D Kennedy half-dollars are not millionaire coins, yet elite examples with exceptional rarity factors can still achieve remarkable values that surprise the public. The coin market rewards the best of the best, coins with immaculate surfaces, rare errors, historic significance, or unmatched certified grades. Sometimes media headlines exaggerate values by combining auction excitement with sensational claims, but genuine high-end coins absolutely can command serious money. What matters most is understanding that value is not random. It is created by rarity, demand, condition, and authenticity. For viewers, this means the dream is real, but it depends on having the right coin, not just any coin from 1972. Collectors also love the Kennedy half-dollar because it connects emotion with investment. This series began after the tragic loss of President Kennedy in 1963, and the design quickly became a symbol of remembrance across the United States. Many families saved these coins for sentimental reasons, passing them down through generations. The personal history adds another layer of fascination when a 1972 D coin is discovered in an estate box or forgotten piggy bank. Suddenly, what looked like spare change becomes part of a family story and a potentially valuable collectible. Coins with both emotional significance and financial upside often attract the strongest interest because they offer more than metal. They carry memory, legacy, and possibility. If you believe you have a valuable 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar, the smartest move is careful evaluation. Never clean the coin, polish it, or scrub the surface, because cleaning can instantly destroy collector value. Instead, examine the coin under soft light and look for strong mint luster, minimal marks, sharp details, and unusual features. The D mint mark should appear clearly on the obverse near Kennedy's neck area. If the coin looks exceptional, sending it to a respected grading service may unlock its true market potential. Many people unknowingly damage coins by trying to make them shiny, when originality is exactly what collectors want most. Sometimes leaving a coin untouched is the difference between a common keepsake and a premium collectible. The real magic of the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar is that it reminds everyone to look closer at what they already own. Treasure does not always come in gold bars or diamonds. It can hide in jars, drawers, old wallets, and inherited collections. While not every Kennedy half-dollar will make someone rich overnight, some examples absolutely hold surprising value and continue to rise in collector demand. That possibility keeps millions of people searching, hoping the next coin they inspect will be the one that changes everything. So before you spend that old 50-cent piece, take a second look. The coin you ignore today could be the discovery everyone dreams about tomorrow. Beyond condition and rarity, timing can play a huge role in how much a 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar sells for. Coin markets move in cycles, and when interest in American numismatics rises, prices for top-quality pieces can climb fast. A coin that brought a few $100s years ago may attract far stronger bids today if demand has increased and fewer premium examples remain available. Auctions create especially dramatic moments because two determined collectors can push the final price much higher than expected. That is why the same coin may sell for very different amounts depending on the year, the market mood, and the level of competition. For anyone holding an exceptional specimen, patience can sometimes be just as valuable as the coin itself. Another reason collectors chase the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar is the challenge of finding one with a full, bold strike. Even coins that were never circulated may show softness in Kennedy's hairlines, the eagle feathers, or the lettering on the reverse. When a sharply struck example appears with crisp details and glowing surfaces, it instantly separates itself from average pieces. Experts study these small design elements closely because they reveal how well the coin was produced at the mint. A superior strike combined with minimal marks can turn an overlooked half-dollar into a premium rarity. To beginners, it may look like just another coin, but to trained eyes, it can be a masterpiece of modern minting. In the end, the legend of the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar comes from possibility. It represents the dream that something common-looking can become extraordinary through rarity, preservation, and demand. Whether it sells for a modest premium or an eye-opening amount, this coin continues to fascinate collectors across generations. Every time someone opens an old box of coins or checks a forgotten jar, the excitement returns. Could there be a gem hiding inside? Could one small half-dollar become the surprise of a lifetime? That powerful sense of mystery is exactly why the Kennedy half-dollar remains one of America's most captivating modern treasures. Next up in the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar is one of those coins that can instantly capture attention the moment collectors hear its name. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary 50-cent coin, something many people would ignore in pocket change or leave forgotten inside an old drawer. But hidden behind its simple appearance is a fascinating story of rarity, history, and collector demand that has pushed certain examples of this coin to astonishing values. Struck at the Denver Mint, marked with the famous D Mint mark, this coin carries the image of President John F. Kennedy, whose legacy made the entire series one of the most beloved in American history. While millions were minted, only a tiny number survived in extraordinary condition, and those elite specimens are the coins that can command jaw-dropping prices in today's market. What makes the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar so exciting is not the average coin found in circulation, but the ultra-high-grade examples that appear almost untouched by time. Most coins released into the public were used heavily, scratched, worn, and damaged through years of spending. But every now and then, a nearly flawless coin surfaces with blazing luster, sharp details, and surfaces so clean they look freshly struck. These top-condition coins are the true treasures collectors battle over. A normal example may be worth face value or slightly more, but a certified mint-state gem can rise dramatically in value, sometimes reaching thousands of dollars depending on grade, eye appeal, and rarity in that condition. Another reason the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar draws serious attention is because of the era it represents. The early 1970s were a changing time for American coinage. Silver had already been removed from most circulating coins, and half-dollars were rapidly disappearing from everyday use. Many people saved Kennedy half-dollars as keepsakes rather than spending them, yet surprisingly few were preserved perfectly. That means finding a Denver-struck 1973 coin with original brilliance, crisp lettering, and no major contact marks is far harder than many people imagine. This combination of nostalgia and scarcity makes the coin especially desirable to modern collectors building complete Kennedy half-dollar sets. Now here is where excitement truly explodes: era coins. If a 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar was struck with a dramatic mint error, its value can skyrocket beyond what most people expect. Off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, missing clad layers, or major die cracks can turn an ordinary coin into a sensational collectible. Era hunters search relentlessly through old rolls, bank boxes, estate collections, and inherited coin jars, hoping to uncover one of these hidden gems. A rare era paired with strong condition can create a coin worth many times more than standard examples, and in some extraordinary cases, the prices become headline-worthy. Collectors are also obsessed with grading, because one small difference in condition can mean a huge leap in price. A coin graded MS-63 may be nice, but an MS-65 can be significantly more valuable, while an MS-67 or higher can become a superstar rarity. Professional grading services examine every detail under magnification, judging strike quality, surface marks, luster, and preservation. That tiny number on the holder often determines whether a coin is worth modest money or serious cash. For the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar, the finest known examples are the ones that spark bidding wars and generate intense competition whenever they appear at auction. Many people make the mistake of assuming all old coins are valuable, but the real fortune lies in knowledge. If you own Kennedy half-dollars, never rush to spend them without checking dates, mint marks, and condition carefully. That forgotten coin in a kitchen jar or hidden in an inherited collection could be far more important than it looks. Even if it is not worth millions, it could still carry strong collector premiums that surprise you. Stories appear every year of people discovering rare coins in the most ordinary places: piggy banks, garage sales, storage boxes, or envelopes tucked away for decades. The emotional power of the Kennedy half-dollar adds another layer to its value. Introduced shortly after President Kennedy's assassination, the coin became a symbol of remembrance and national pride. Millions of Americans saved them because they represented more than money. They represented a moment in history. That emotional connection still fuels demand today. Collectors don't just buy metal, they buy stories, memories, and history frozen into a coin. The 1973 D issue may not contain silver, but it still carries the prestige of one of America's most iconic coin series. The market for the 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar continues to grow because collectors are constantly searching for coins that combine history, rarity, and visual beauty. Every time a top-grade specimen appears in a major auction, excitement spreads quickly through the numismatic world. Bidders know that opportunities to own one of the finest surviving examples do not come often, and when demand rises higher than supply, prices can jump dramatically. This is why certain Kennedy half-dollars that once circulated as everyday money can later become premium collectibles worth astonishing amounts. The 1973 D issue stands as proof that even coins many people overlook can transform into serious investments when preserved in elite condition. One of the most thrilling possibilities with this coin is discovering a hidden gem in original bank rolls or old family savings. Many people in the 1970s stored Kennedy half-dollars because they liked the design, yet those coins were often forgotten for decades. When unopened rolls or untouched collections surface today, collectors rush to inspect them for blazing uncirculated examples. Imagine opening an old paper roll and finding coins with frosty luster, bold strikes, and surfaces nearly untouched since the day they left the Denver Mint. Discoveries like these create incredible buzz because they can produce fresh high-grade coins never before seen by the market. The design itself adds powerful appeal to the 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar. On the front, the strong portrait of President John F. Kennedy carries dignity and timeless elegance. On the reverse, the heraldic eagle symbolizes American strength and pride. When this design appears sharply struck with full details in the hair, feathers, and lettering, the coin becomes even more desirable. Collectors appreciate pieces where every line looks crisp and every surface shines with original mint brilliance. A beautifully preserved example can feel less like pocket change and more like a miniature historical masterpiece crafted in metal. Another factor that drives value is population rarity at the highest levels. Millions of coins may have been struck, but only a tiny fraction survive in near-perfect condition today. Contact marks from mint bags, handling damage, and circulation were eliminated countless examples from top grades long ago. That means collectors competing for registry sets often chase the same small number of premium certified coins. When only a few examples exist in the highest grades, prices can rise fast because advanced collectors are willing to pay heavily for the best available. This fierce competition is what can turn an ordinary date into an extraordinary prize. So if you own Kennedy half-dollars, now is the perfect time to inspect them carefully. Use good lighting, examine the date and mint mark, and look for sharp detail, original luster, and any unusual striking errors. Store promising coins safely and avoid cleaning them, because cleaning can destroy collector value instantly. What seems like a simple 50-cent piece could be a scarce high-grade survivor or an exciting mint error waiting to be recognized. In the world of rare coins, fortunes are often discovered by those who pay attention, and the next great 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar treasure may already be sitting inside your collection. So before you ignore that old half-dollar sitting unnoticed in your collection, take a closer look. The 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar might seem ordinary, but under the right conditions, it can become an incredible prize. Check for mint mark clarity, brilliant surfaces, sharp details, unusual errors, and signs of exceptional preservation. One small discovery could turn a common-looking coin into a collector's dream. In the thrilling world of numismatics, fortunes sometimes hide in plain sight, and the next valuable treasure could already be in your hands waiting to be recognized. Next up in the 1974 D Kennedy half-dollar is one of those coins that many people overlook every single day. Yet certain rare examples have stunned collectors with incredible values that continue to rise year after year. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary 50-cent piece, but hidden among millions of common coins are extraordinary specimens with sharp details, blazing mint luster, rare striking characteristics, and unusual minting errors that can transform a simple pocket coin into a collector's treasure. Produced at the Denver Mint, marked with the famous D Mint mark, this coin carries the image of President John F. Kennedy, whose legacy made the half-dollar one of the most emotional and historic coins ever issued in the United States. For many collectors, finding an exceptional 1974 D Kennedy half-dollar is like discovering buried treasure in plain sight. What makes the 1974 D Kennedy half-dollar so exciting is the possibility that average-looking coins can hide exceptional rarity when examined closely. While millions were minted, only a tiny fraction survived in top condition, untouched by circulation, free from scratches, and displaying beautiful original mint frost. Coins graded in elite mint state levels, such as MS66, MS67, and above can command astonishing prices at auction because collectors compete fiercely for the finest known examples. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything, and a common date can become a premium rarity when preserved perfectly. That is why experts recommend checking every old half-dollar carefully, because one overlooked coin could carry surprising value. Another reason the 1974 D Kennedy half-dollar attracts massive attention is the existence of dramatic mint errors. Error coins are created when something goes wrong during production, and these mistakes can become more valuable than regular issues. Off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, wrong planchet errors, and die cracks are just some of the unusual varieties collectors dream of finding. Imagine owning a 1974 D Kennedy half-dollar struck on the wrong metal or showing clear doubling in the design. Such a discovery could electrify the coin community and send bidding wars soaring. These mint mistakes are rare accidents, and rarity is what drives serious prices. The design of the coin itself adds another layer of fascination. The obverse features the powerful portrait of President Kennedy, while the reverse displays the majestic presidential seal with the eagle, shield, arrows, and olive branch. Even decades after its release, the 1974 D remains a symbol of American history, resilience, and remembrance. Collectors are drawn not only to value, but also to the emotional connection behind the coin. Holding one is like holding a piece of the 20th century, a reminder of a nation that honored a fallen leader through everyday currency. This combination of history and collectability keeps demand strong. Many people believe old coins must be made of silver to be valuable, but the 1974 D Kennedy half-dollar proves that rarity and condition matter more than metal content alone. By 1974, these half-dollars were struck in copper-nickel clad composition rather than the earlier silver versions, yet that has not stopped premium-grade examples from becoming highly desirable. Some collectors spend years chasing a flawless specimen with radiant surfaces and sharp strikes. When registry-set collectors compete for top-ranked collections, prices can climb far beyond what most people imagine for a modern-era half-dollar. One of the most thrilling parts of this story is that valuable coins are still being found in everyday places. Families often inherit jars of coins, forgotten drawers, piggy banks, estate boxes, or bank rolls without realizing what may be inside. A 1974 D Kennedy half-dollar mixed with ordinary change might look insignificant, but under proper lighting and magnification, it could reveal rare qualities worth serious money. Stories of collectors discovering hidden gems in old collections continue to inspire people everywhere to start searching their own coins before spending them. Sometimes treasure does not come from a mine, it comes from a coffee can in the attic. If you own a 1974 D Kennedy half-dollar, the smartest move is to inspect it carefully and preserve it properly. Never polish or clean old coins, because cleaning can destroy collector value instantly. Instead, look for crisp details, bright mint shine, minimal marks, and any unusual features that suggest an error variety. Using a soft holder or protective capsule can help maintain condition. If the coin appears exceptional, having it authenticated and graded by a professional service may reveal a far higher value than expected. Many collectors regret spending coins years ago that later became desirable rarities. The 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar remains one of the most intriguing coins because it combines history, mystery, and the thrilling possibility of hidden wealth. While not every example is worth a fortune, the finest grades and rare era versions have proven that even ordinary-looking coins can become headline-worthy collectibles. That is why collectors continue hunting rolls, auctions, estates, and old collections in search of the next great discovery. So before you ignore that old half-dollar lying in a drawer, take a closer look, because the coin you dismiss today could become the prize everyone wishes they had tomorrow. The market for the 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar has become increasingly exciting as more collectors recognize how difficult it is to locate premium examples with original surfaces. Many coins from this era entered circulation quickly, receiving contact marks, scratches, dullness, and wear that dramatically reduced their collector appeal. Because of that, truly high-end specimens with blazing luster and clean fields stand far above ordinary examples. When these superior coins appear in auctions, advanced collectors often compete aggressively, pushing prices to levels that surprise casual observers. What once seemed like a common 50-cent piece can suddenly become a centerpiece of a serious collection, simply because of exceptional preservation and eye appeal. Another powerful factor behind the fascination of the 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar is the hunt for varieties that most people never notice. Tiny differences in lettering, die polishing lines, strike strength, or doubled features can separate an ordinary coin from one that specialists eagerly pursue. Some collectors spend countless hours studying Kennedy half-dollars under magnification, searching for hidden anomalies that escaped public attention for decades. This detective-like side of numismatics creates tremendous excitement because every newly recognized variety has the potential to gain demand and premium value. Even a subtle detail on a 1974 D coin could turn it into a conversation piece among experts. The emotional side of collecting also gives this coin lasting power. Kennedy half-dollars were introduced during a time of national mourning and instantly became more than currency. They became keepsakes. Many Americans saved them as reminders of a beloved president, passing them from one generation to the next. Because of this sentimental connection, the 1974 D issue often appears in family collections, memory boxes, and inherited coin jars. For some people, discovering one is not only about money, but about reconnecting with family history. That emotional significance adds depth to the coin's appeal and keeps interest alive decade after decade. There is also growing excitement among younger collectors who see the 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar as an affordable doorway into rare coin hunting. Unlike ultra-expensive historic gold or silver coins, Kennedy half-dollars can still be found in collections and sometimes even in circulation, making the search feel realistic and thrilling. A beginner can examine rolls, visit coin shops, or search inherited change and still dream of finding a rare era or top-grade specimen. That accessibility fuels constant attention online, where collectors share discoveries, values, and stories of unexpected finds that inspire thousands of others to begin searching. In the end, the 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar continues to capture imaginations because it represents possibility. It may be a coin many people overlook, yet it can hold history, collector demand, sentimental value, and in special cases remarkable worth. Whether hidden in an old drawer, tucked inside a family album, or resting unnoticed in a box of change, this coin reminds us that treasures are often closer than we think. The next time you come across a Kennedy half-dollar, do not dismiss it too quickly, because one careful look could reveal a coin far more valuable than anyone expected.